Every indoor cat owner has a fundamental fear. What will I do if my cat gets lost? In this video, we're going to take a look at microchipping, how it works and how it can help you if your cat gets lost. Coming up next. My name is Francisco and welcome to my channel where I work with my three cats, Mr. Muffin, Skyfall, and Calypso, to help you improve the lives of your indoor cats. And there's nothing that will help improve the life of your cat more than keeping it safe at home. Some of you have had your cats chipped and some of you have not. How does it work? Does it really help you find your cat if it gets lost? We'll take a look at some of these questions. Let me start by saying that this information applies mainly to the United States. Many countries have microchipping for pets, but not every country does. It would be interesting to know, and you can leave a comment below, if your country uses microchipping for pets or if it does not. So the first question is, if you have an indoor cat, why microchip it at all? It does not normally wander around outside. The answer is because most indoor cats are not wearing collars most of the time. So if you have a door dasher, or if you just accidentally leave the door open and your cat gets curious, it might end up outside. Most indoor cats are unfamiliar with the outdoors and might panic. There's wind, there's different noises, there's different smells, they're not familiar with the environment, and they will dash for a hiding place. So just a little advice, if that happens, the first thing for you to do really is to look around your house, look under every bush, look under every porch of your house and the houses right around you. Your cat is probably very close if it has just escaped. But if you do not find your cat right away and it really is lost, will a microchip help? The short answer is yes, but there are complications. So first, how do they work? A microchip is about the size of a large grain of rice. They are injected into the fat under the skin between your cat's shoulder blades, and they're coated in glass so that your cat's body does not reject it as a foreign object. The injector uses a fat hollow needle like this, a little scary looking. Actually, it's not so scary looking. That's zoomed in. That's really zoomed in, and apparently it does not hurt your cat more than drawing blood. But if you are worried about your pain's pet and getting a microchip, it can be done when your pet is neutered or spayed. Usually it's done between the ages of 10 and 12 weeks. And many times a shelter will microchip the cats before they are let out for adoption. These microchips are called RFI chips, which stands for radio frequency identification. And they let out a small signal when they are scanned. But the signal does not go very far because they don't have any power. They don't have any batteries. The scanner provides the power. A little bit like wireless phone chargers, which power your phone without actually plugging it in. And this has a couple of implications. The first one is that these microchips do not work like GPS locators. They are not constantly communicating with a satellite, letting it know where it is. Someone needs to find your cat and take it to a shelter or take it to a veterinarian who will scan it, and then the scanner will be able to read the microchip code, because they also provide very little information. They do not have your contact information on the chip. What they have is an identifier that then can be communicated to the registration company, and that company will identify you and then communicate with you that your cat has been found. That means that you must register your cat. And if you move or your contact information, like your telephone number, changes, you must contact the registration company and change it with them so that they know how to contact you should your cat get lost and found. So keep your registration paperwork safe so you can change your data if you need to. So how much does it cost? In the United States, the average cost is about $50 if you have your vet do it, and that includes the cost of registering your information. But many times when you adopt a cat at a shelter, it will already be microchipped, or if somebody owned it before you did, and it's already microchipped. You just need to change the registration information to your information. If you have ever lost a cat, you know that that's a small price to pay for increasing the odds that your cat will be returned back to you if it's found and the chip is scanned. The failure rate of these chips is very small, but it might be worthwhile to have your vet check it every year or every couple of years to make sure that the chip is still functioning or that it has not migrated from behind the neck to some other part of their body. And if you happen to move to a different country, many times other countries use different frequencies, and so the chip that your cat has might not work in that country. Check with a local veterinarian if you do move somewhere else. Just like there are different scanners, there's also about half a dozen different companies that register pets. And so it's useful not only to register your cat with the company that provided the chip, but also with the Found Animals Registry, which works with all these companies, and it's totally free. It's a totally free service. I will put a link to their website in the description below. If you have lost the paperwork and don't remember the name of the company that registered your pet in the first place, there is a way to look it up. It's called the Pet Microchip Lookup, and I will include a link to that website below. So let's talk about one final thing. Are there risks to chipping your cat? Yes, there are, but they're very, very small. There is the possibility that, like I said, that the microchip will migrate from behind your cat's neck to some other part of their body and cause some kind of irritation. There have also been some reports that tumors have developed in the site of the implant. But these are only a handful among millions and millions of cats that have been microchipped. And I believe that it's very much worth the risk to have your pet chipped in spite of that small risk that there will be a tumor that develops. Keep in mind that these microchips are not powered. They have no batteries. They do not emit any kind of radio waves unless they are being scanned, because it's the scanner that provides the power for them to send out the code. But even if they are chipped, it's best that they do not get lost in the first place. And one of the best ways to ensure that is for them to be familiar with what your home looks like from the outside and also your neighborhood. And one of the best ways to do that is by teaching them to walk on a harness and showing them your home, showing them your neighborhood so that they become familiar with it. I have a video on the pros and cons of walking your cat on a harness, which I will link above, and also at the end of this video. Watch it if you are interested. There are also a couple of additional minor benefits. Some enterprising companies have developed cat doors and cat food bowls that work with in combination with microchips, so that if your cat can come in and out of its cat door, but other animals like squirrels or scarier animals cannot, because if they don't have the chip, they stay locked out. In the same way, they've developed food bowls so that if your cats have different diets and you do not want them eating from each other's bowls, you can code the bowl to the microchip so that if the cat doesn't have that particular chip, it cannot eat from that bowl. Now, I have not reviewed these products. I do not know how well they work, and maybe I will do that in the future, but I just do know that they do exist. So there it is, microchipping, strongly recommended. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or watch one of the other videos that will be above the wagging tails at the end of this video. If you have had experience with a microchip for your cat, either positive or negative, please leave that in the comments below. I'd be interested in hearing that. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.